Yo guys, what up? This is your boy John from ColdRice.com, and if you can't tell, well, maybe you can't tell because I haven't put the screen up yet, but I've done it. Okay, I'm up and I'm running on the new Windows 7. I've got the actual Ultimate version, so I want to give you a little bit of a preview of what to expect if you're going to do the upgrade. Now, I just did my upgrade. I did the upgrade from a Windows Vista version and simply went through and did the standard upgrade, standard install. It took my PC, and it's a pretty fast PC. I mean, this PC's only about 6 months old, so it didn't take very long for it to do the upgrade. I think it took about 2.5, 3 hours. It was uninterrupted. I didn't have to do anything other than put the actual serial code in, and then literally it took off. It did all of its reboots. Everything went through absolutely flawless. I'm excited, but I'm almost kind of like disappointed or something because I thought it was going to be so much more drama. I had actually carved out 2 days to do this install and get it up and running, and it literally took about 3 hours. Once it was installed, my PC rebooted perfectly. Didn't have any issues. All of the software worked, and I can barely tell, that I went through an upgrade. So I'm really kind of like floored by how easy it was and how smooth this actually was. So, all right, that's how my upgrade went. Let's go on into looking at some of the specifics of the things that I noticed that are different. All right, you ready? Let's go inside. All right, the first thing you'll probably notice right away is the difference of the toolbar down here. It's definitely different. Things are different, and we're going to look at some of the new things you can do with this taskbar now that you couldn't do before. I mean, after like 14 years of doing nothing more than making kind of like overall cosmetic changes, this is really the first time to me that Windows and Microsoft has actually taken the time to do an upgrade to the functionality of this taskbar, making it a lot more useful. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and start a couple of Google Chrome windows. All right, and here's my first Google Chrome window. Then I'm just going to do Control N. So I'm getting 4 windows up right now. So let's say I've got 4 windows, and I'm going to put this in this window. I'm going to put ColdRice in this window. I'll put Hootsuite in this window. Okay, so now I've got 4 windows open, and they're all on top of each other. Here's the cool thing. If I go down here to Google, instead of having multiples or just a number, it shows that it's got stacks. And then once you hover over it, you can actually see the live version of all the stacks. And if you notice, just by hovering over it with my cursor, it'll change windows. Not only does it change windows, it makes all the other windows that are on your screen transparent, giving that window that you're looking at total desktop space. I love this. This is mad cool, and it makes it easy for me to find things. And if you're like me, I always have multiple windows open doing something, and being able to go back and find that is absolutely a fantastic improvement over the way things used to be on Windows. So I'm digging that. I'm digging that a lot. Now, another cool enhancement to the OS, or the operating system, comes in the form of what they call jump lists. In short, basically a jump list puts frequently used files in a convenient menu that's just a click away from the shortcut icon on the taskbar on that start menu. So apps that have a jump start list will display the list when you right click on them. So to show this example, I'm going to use this again. If I right click on this button, you'll see my most visited websites right here in the toolbar. So that's kind of cool. I don't even have to have any of these open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close Google, all the windows of Google Chrome. They're all closed, okay? But since I have this attached to my taskbar, because I had made it part of the taskbar, if I just go here and right click, my most visited websites are right there, and all I have to do is click, boom, and it goes right to that website. So that's another cool shortcut feature that they have done with this enhancement for Windows 7. Okay, here's another cool thing that we're gonna work on right here is, let's say you've got all these tabs, and sometimes I want to take a tab and make it my own window. Alright, so of course if you've got Google Chrome, you know you can just take the tab and drag it to the desktop and you've got a new window. Alright, so let's go ahead and break this one up again into a couple of separate windows. Now I've got three separate windows, okay? Let's say I want to make this one the main window, and I want it to take up the entire screen. So I can do that simply by just dragging it to the top of the screen and dropping it. And now it has it's taken over the entire desktop. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Here's another thing you can do with it. Let's say you want to compare a couple of windows side by side, and I do this all the time. So now you can just drag it to the left-hand side or the right-hand side of your screen, and it's going to make it half the size. I can do that with the other window that I might want to compare it to. And now I've got two windows that are going to be able to compare side by side. There you go. How cool is that? It's just that simple. I kind of really like that functionality of being able to drag windows into different areas and getting them to do different things. And you see, as soon as I pull it down, it goes back to normal size. If I pull it up, it goes back to full size. If I take it down from there and pull it to the left, it goes to half size. Bang. Digging that. That's pretty hot. Okay, now here's another one, is that, if you're like me again and you're always multitasking, have multiple things up and can't find anything, our friend has always been the Alt-Tab. So now when you do an Alt-Tab button, you get all of the windows that are open, all of the actual, and you're not just getting snapshots, you're seeing them run live in small windows. As you can even look at this one here on the left, this is me doing this recording. You can actually see the meter moving up and down while I'm speaking. So you're not just looking at a snapshot, you're actually looking at a live application that's running. You can then, of course, tab through each of these to see the actual screen to the one that you might want and bring that to the forefront if you need to. Simple as, pie. So I guess it did some pretty cool upgrades on the Alt-Tab too. It really makes these things a little bit more useful, and you're actually seeing it in small windows as a live app, not just a quick snapshot. Okay, so let's take a quick look at some of the other functionalities. I want to look down here at the Start menu, and you can see right from the beginning some of the changes that the Start menu has. One of the biggest changes is, of course, if you're going from XP to this, then you will see a large upgrade in the actual Start menu. If you're coming from Vista, then you're already used to the Start menu a little bit. The only real difference I saw here versus Vista is that it's no longer a fly out menu. So your all programs, it doesn't fly out to the right. It actually comes back in the same area, and you just move back and forth in here. And I like that. I like that a lot. You can also pin programs to this Start menu like you could before. So I've got these programs pinned at the top. You can do that just like you did before. You can also take these kind of things and put them onto the desktop, and everything that you're kind of used to. That's not a substantial enhancement over the Vista version, but if you're coming from XP, it's a pretty big improvement. Now, overall, if you look at the documents, your Explorer, the way things used to be, It's just a little bit different. So here is what Explorer would look like. I'm just doing from my computer, the view. But the most important part is here on the left-hand side. This is a fundamental change that I believe I've been waiting years to see actually happen. And what's going on here is that this